Hello everyone, my name is Mallory Harger and this is my Module 2 case study for ALTC 803. I chose to do the case study on mandated reporting mainly because I obviously as an educator am a mandated reporter and am just more curious about where that line is of reporting, and that is what the case was about. So the case really is teachers are mandated reporters, but when should we report? When is appropriate for a teacher to report child abuse? So this story is about Jamal. Jamal was a happy kid with a mother who was very involved in the school, was at the school frequently, showing support for her son. And Denise, the mother, and Jamal seemed to have a really good and strong relationship. Amanda was a second-year teacher, new to the area. She was doing the TFA, Teach for America, and so she was not used to being in a place where using corporal punishment with their children was an acceptable form of discipline. This was something that she was not raised with, and so it was not something she was used to. She saw Jamal go from this kid who was really happy, kind of mischievous, but silly and goofy and fun, to someone who was sad and distressed very quickly over the Halloween weekend. He had a bruise on his arm that he explained to Amanda, the teacher, that he got from his mother's new boyfriend. The teacher is concerned about the safety of Jamal, but is really unsure if calling DCS is the right move, and that's what the case is about. She tries to talk to the mother about it, and the mom is like, "Oh, my boy," really defensive of the boyfriend. There's not only a bruise on the son, but also a cut above his eye, and so what is the teacher to do? Report and face those consequences, or allow the child to stay in a possibly unsafe place? So those are her options. So some of the background ethics and laws regarding this case, it's called CAPTA, the Federal Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act. That is what makes it's the federal law that says all states have to have a law about child abuse prevention and treatment and how we are going to prevent child abuse from happening. So part of those laws are the mandatory reporter laws, and in 47 states, teachers are mandatory reporters, and in Kansas, where I teach, we are mandatory reporters. So I was reading about when to report, and the law says if a teacher suspects or has reason to believe that a child has been abused or neglected. And then I was also kind of curious about the confidentiality of, well, if I reported and I was wrong, do I really want to break that trust and bond with the parent? Would that parent know that I was the one who reported? Would that child know that I was the one that reported? So on and so forth. But in the majority of states, reports can be made anonymously, or at least if you don't want to make the report anonymously, you can make it so they don't know who made the report. So you can say yes, my name is Mallory Harger and I'm making this report, but the people you are reporting on will never know that it was you. So really, Amanda, the teacher, in this case, has two options: to report or not to report. If she reports, Jamal will probably get removed from the home if the mother chooses to continue seeing the boyfriend. All trust is broken with Denise because Amanda has gone to Denise and had conversations with her about the possible abuse. Denise is going to know that the report came from a teacher, even if she reports it anonymously. So all trust is broke with this parent. But positive, Jamal is removed from a potentially bad situation. Yeah. If she doesn't report, Jamal is left in that bad situation. And he's clearly turned to Amanda of like, yeah, this bruise is from my mom's boyfriend. So Jamal is now breaking trust with the teacher. But on the positive side, Jamal will get to stay with his mom. He would get to stay in the school, stay with people that he loves and trusts. In my personal opinion, I think she needs to report. I believe that DCS should do an investigation before removal from the home, so there would be steps to improve Jamal's situation before just removing him. And I can't help but thinking, like, if one bruise or cut was able to be seen, then think of the ones that you couldn't see. Like, he's probably been abused more than just that one time, especially if his attitude and behavior was changing before that. And really, you cannot wait until something worse happens to report. And so, I think she needs to report. And reasons for that: teachers are mandated reporters for a reason. We play an important role in preventing child abuse because we see these children every day and we can notice behaviors. We can notice behavioral changes. We can notice these bruises. We are there to play that important role of preventing child abuse. I was reading this article about the 7 signs of abuse in children, and Jamal is presenting 3 of them, which is almost half of them. So he had a sudden change of behavior. He has mentioned abuse and neglect from his mother's boyfriend, and there were physical signs on him. So that is just like instant red flag. The fact that the mom is not willing to discuss the boyfriend with the teacher who she had a good relationship with is just a red flag. And then you have to protect Jamal. We cannot base reporting off of what ifs. What if he gets placed in a bad foster home? What if he goes to 12 different foster homes? What if he gets removed from the home? Okay, but what if he's being abused by the boyfriend every day? What if, so we cannot base reporting off of what ifs. And I fully believe that Amanda has suspect or reason to believe that a child is being abused. And that is the law. You are a mandatory reporter. It's time to report. These are the references and articles that I read about.